righteousness. And all these things shall be added unto you. Hallelujah, hallelujah. The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew.
Glory to you, O Lord.
Jesus said to his disciples, "Mark well the parable of the sower. The seed along the path is the man who hears the message about God's reign without understanding it. The evil one approaches him to steal away what was sown in his mind. The seed that fell on patches of rock is the man who hears the message and at first receives it with joy, but he has no roots, so he lasts only for a time. When some setback or persecution involving the message occurs, he soon falters. What was sown among briars is the man who hears the message, but then worldly anxiety and the lure of money choke it off. Such a one produces no yield. But what was sown on good soil is the man who hears the message and takes it in. He it is who bears a yield of 100 or 60 or 30-fold. Sisters and brothers, the Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
As I again included in my intentions today, as I always do every day in my masses, is our continuous prayer and pleading to God that God the Father, a loving and forgiving and understanding, compassionate and merciful God, will finally put an end to all our day-to-day problems, uncertainties, anxieties, and all caused by this pandemic, COVID-19. And what a way to continuously ask God to do so, especially that the prophet Jeremiah in today's responsorial psalm is assuring us of God's continuous guidance with us. The prophet Jeremiah in his book, that is chapter 31, verses 10 to 13, assures us of God's continuous guidance in all of us. The Lord will guide us as a shepherd guarding his flock. So again, my dear friends, down that we are emotionally, morally, psychologically, and all, let us always continue to trust in him. Let us continue to put our fullest faith and confidence in a God who, like a shepherd guarding his flock, God as well is guarding us every day amidst all these pandemic worries and problems. Today in the gospel message, according to the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 13, verses 18 to 23, again, Jesus continues to explain why he uses the parables. And today is about the parable of the sower. My dear friends, sisters, and brothers, the yield which Jesus speaks of at the end of the parable today can refer to the good works that we do. The yield which Jesus speaks of at the end of the parable today can also refer, my dear friends, to the degree of faith that we attain in our life. That is why when Jesus talks about understanding, meaning understanding the need to accept the seed and to nurture it, he can also be referring to the need we have to seek continuously, my dear friends, to deepen our knowledge of the words of God. It can likewise be referred to the need of persevering and enduring with a spirit of joy and hope, particularly in times of difficulty, especially amidst this crisis of the day. Then finally, my dear friends, Jesus suggests that we should be careful, we should be wary or cautious about the values of society around us. We should be wary and cautious and careful lest that our thinking, your thinking and mine would become shallow and be satisfied only with the superficialities around our lives in this world. In short, my dear friends, a man of real faith is one who tries to continue to deepen his relationship with God. And such a person definitely will bear very much fruit in his own life, that is, in the form of good works and lasting faith in God. And talking about faith in God, my dear friends, Joyce Meyer reminds us today, if we give God our time as the first priority, Joyce Meyer says, everything in your life will fall into place. Lasting faith, meaning a faith that conquers all, as we read in the Gospel of Luke chapter 17 verse 6, and the parallel text, the Gospel of Matthew chapter 17 verses 14 to 20, a faith that conquers all. And let me conclude my reflection, again reminding all of us, men and women of faith. For those who have faith, nothing is necessary. No explanation is necessary. For those who have no faith, no explanation is possible. Please stand.